Okay, hopefully that's live. I'm going to refresh my page. And actually, I'm going to preempt today that my browser is not going to work. So I think I worked out what was not working last week was actually to do with my browser. So Safari, I'm a Mac girl, Safari does not like Facebook or anything really like lately. I think it doesn't even like the Stampin' website. So, oh my goodness. Hello, Leanne. Hopefully that didn't totally kick you off. I don't know why it does this to me. Didn't receive. Oh no. Okay, whatever. So yes, we're just going to go with this. Me and technology. Okay. Okay, so I am a little bit late today because my son was having a total meltdown, like at 5 to 7. So it did not go to plan. That is shining right in my face. Hey, Leslie. So yes, 5 to 7, and he decided to have a complete and utter meltdown, which was not timely. So I had to work to calm down my son just before. I'm just going to have that. Unfortunately, these glass mats are fantastic, but you do get that reflection in the corner. So I love the light, but do not love that reflection. Yes, so he had a meltdown, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go live because he was literally yelling and screaming and throwing his entire bedroom into the hallway just outside the craft room. So I have got a coffee now, and these things do happen, Leslie. So my post earlier this week, which thank you all, by the way, for commenting on. My son has ADHD and autism, so we're a bit of a family of neurodivergence, but yes, he does not cope very well with some things, and he was playing the game Fortnite, which I'm pretty sure is every mother's nightmare, and something was not going to plan, and we had a conversation, and it just did not go well, and I was like, dude, I have a live video, but sometimes, yes, these things happen. So, I said, my partner was like, maybe you're not going to be able to go live. You're just going to have to post on there and say, family disaster. I'm like, no, I've been so good with coming on live and doing it every Friday. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to just make it work. Oh, now you can hear the dogs. The dogs get very unsettled when Elijah has any kind of behavioural autistic meltdown. They want to help. Yeah, but they get very unsettled. Hey, Susan. The dogs are funny. I think Thor gets he wants to be in amongst it and doesn't know what to do yet. Loki's sort of very, very calming, but yeah, the two of them have got very different personalities. Anyway, so that was, I was going to be here regardless, but yeah, it was just very unsettling just before you have to come on live. So yes, but anyway, oh, the joys of parenthood. So yes, anyway, but this week has been, honestly, I have been so emotional. Leanne can tell you, she's on here, I've been up and down, but so thank you to all those that did comment on my post. I love doing videos. I do. It caught me at a bad time. I've been, so I am on a 10-week schedule of coming down off an epilepsy medication. And so for those that aren't familiar with epilepsy medications, they actually do change the neurochemicals and stuff in your brain. So it can actually affect your mood a little bit, unfortunately. So I think I was just on an emotional roller coaster this week a little bit. It's only week 1 too. And yeah, it caught me at a bad time. And I think also, and then the news of close to my heart, it sort of broke my heart a little bit. Just for the paper craft industry in general, there's changes everywhere, and I was just like, I think I was just an emotional wreck this week. But thank you all very much. I do love doing the videos and I love being here. So yeah, I did have fun in, it must be a double way. I got my coffee and a mineral water. I couldn't decide. Hey Narelle, it's not long now till Melbourne. Are we out a week and a half or 2 weeks or something? Yeah, I think this is my emotions. I'm hot and cold. That's how I am this week, hot and cold. Maybe I should drink them both at the same time. I hope so, Leanne, because I've got 10 weeks of it. 10 weeks. Actually, I think I start to drop down again this week. I'm like, oh no. Okay. Okie dokie. So I played today with the, what's this one called? Actually, I do have the catalogue. I'm actually kind of organised. Yes, Narelle, do some swaps for goodness sake. Because I'm totally organised and everything. I've totally got mine finished. I'm just joking. So I had to play with, I'll move all these little loose bits out of the way so I'm not loosey-goosey. I had to play with this one, which is the Happy March, by the way. Who can believe that we're in March? Is this the first day of, we're in autumn now, aren't we? I think it must be autumn. I don't even know the seasons. I didn't go to school. I'm just kidding, but I think we're in autumn. So this is the Rock and Roll Suite. I was not going to buy... Jenny, you're in my boat then. I have started. I have cut a million scissors. And that's as far as I got. Leanne is like a super woman. She's very organised. Yes, no, Narelle. No. I didn't even know what airline I was flying with yesterday. 33. Wow. Leslie, do you know in Tassie the other day it was 17 and a screenshot, I probably still have the screenshot, I can send it to you. It was 17 here in Burnie and it had extreme heat warning. Yes, I wasn't going to buy this, but I bought it for the online stamping retreat because one of Bruno Bertucci's cards had it. And Narelle, you're leaving that really late. Oh, that's risky. Anyway, I bought it because, yeah, I just saw a card. It only takes a card to sell me on something, but I just thought, actually, you're going to all scream. I saw a card with this that was Taylor Swift inspired. Now, I'm not a Swiftie. I just want to put that out there, but I wanted to make it for someone, my best friend, that is a Swiftie. So I bought a whole suite just for that. That's ridiculous, I know. But this is what I'm using. And I thought it would be good for masculine cards. It would be good for teenage boy cards. Or just your Swifties. And I think we all know. We could at least name a few of those. We would all know one. Because I did see some cool cards made for that reason with this week. So that's in the mini. And this is the pattern paper. I reckon we all know Mizo. Don't say her name. Have you not heard enough of it? Come on. You've done that as well, Emma. So this is the paper. What is cool is that it's black and white. So you could colour it to be any colour you wanted to. This is probably my favourite sheet. I just really liked this. It reminded me of like 80s or something. I may not be like older, like I'm not old-ish. I'm 34 this year, I think, but I did have a Walkman. So I did still use tapes. So I'm not young enough that I didn't use a cassette tape. Oh, well, that's Narelle. I did still have and I had a Discman, but Discmans were crap because when you moved too much, the discs would skip. So a Walkman was way better. Anyway, that side is pretty cool as well. It kind of reminds me of like the night sky or something. And this one is super cool. I love this. Anyway, I'm not going to show the papers too much because, you know, they're probably... vinyl is super trendy now. And it's expensive. I bought my brother-in-law I forget who it was now, some vinyl. This one's really cute. well, not, I wouldn't use cute with that, but really cool. Cool is probably a better description. Yeah, they're just really cool, and I like them that you can colour them. This one's, I don't even know what you'd, looks like that's a really good description. I don't know what that is, but yeah, really cool. So that's the paper. It's called Rock and Roll 12 by 12 paper. So I liked that. And it also has the bundle. So the Rockstar bundle. And this is how organised I am and how recently I ordered it, because the dies are just shoved in the packet like that. But the dies cut out all of these shapes, as well as having a massive big guitar pick. There's a smaller one too, and there's some like lightning bolts and some little stars. Really cool. And then the last piece that goes with the, usually have them a bit more organised. The last bit that goes with it is these really cool acrylic adhesive back lightning bolts and stars. So, oh gosh, I barely even have my CDs from when I was a teenager. I don't even like Evanescence and Killing Heidi. I used to like annoy my family so much with loud, aggressive music. So this is the card that I made. You could tell what mood I was in just from like, well, you didn't even have to walk into the house. You could hear it from probably the street. So actually, Susan Moody, who's on here, used to live in the same street as us for a while. She could probably hear it from her house. So this one here, I have actually, on this one I experimented, and I do have a magnet, but I don't know, because you can kind of see it a little bit, but the reason you'll see it when I put it together, there's a reason for the magnet. So this one is called a pop-up box card. So if you can see from the side there, it's actually a little box. So I just thought with the guitar pick, you sort of peek in and it's got thanks for being an icon. So you're a rock star, thanks for being an icon. So it's a little bit of a 3D card that pops up, and they can sit it there and have a little 3D card. So this is not quite the same size as a standard card, because you lose some of the, what do you call it, the width this way, because you've got to allow for mate Susan laugh. They have you lose some of the width because you've got to allow for this little bit here, and then it's not, that's why you cut a little bit off the top. Otherwise you'd have a longer card this way, but it would be not as wide here. So that's why it's done that way. And I was super, look, I was even super organised, and you get to see my shonky mass. I actually sat there and worked out all of it in Imperial, trying to make sure that I had it all right, because the one I did before was really dodgy, because I do weird layers. Not weird, but I like to do small layers. So I made sure that I had it right. And the reason I did this up to make sure it was right is because the Imperial one actually has you have to add, do an extra step. So I'll show you that as I do it, just because of their sizing of cardstock. So I will get started because I was running a little bit late. So I'm just going to take a sip of coffee. Which I don't drink sugar in my coffee. My favourite type of coffee, which this actually is caramel latte with no sugar. But I feel like I need sugar at the moment to deal with life. Okay. So these are my pieces, which I've been super organised, and I've already got the PDF almost done. But I'm going to try and, actually I've got my other, this is how I do like my mathematics, and it was too much maths in my brain before. Oh, random hiccup. Okay, so I'll put these to the side. We're going to do the scoring first. So for the metric card, I've got drinks happening everywhere here. This is going to be a disaster. Okay, so I'm going to bring my trimmer in. So for the metric size card, I have got a bit of Parakeet Party, which, by the way, I had a bit of a meltdown when I realised, when I was writing up the supply list for this card, I realised that Parakeet Party is only going to have 2 more months of being here. And then it's gone. And I was really, really sad. I was like, Parakeet Party and what is it? Is it Tahitian Tide? Yes. I was like, Parakeet Party and Tahitian Tide. I was like growing to use those colours today. I was like, oh my goodness, they've only got 2 more months and they're going to be gone. So if you see an in colour you like, which I will show you, while I quickly remember this, now I've got to remember off the top of my head. I know I'm missing. Oh no, I remembered them off the top of my head. Oh, thank you, Emma. I love doing the PDF. So this was the connection I had today. These 5 colours will be gone. You've only got 2 more months of using them or buying them or whatever, and then they'll be gone. So these 2 here are my absolute faves, Parakeet Party and Starry Sky. And I don't know why, I was just writing up the supply list for today and I realised that, oh my goodness, Parakeet Party is going to be gone. So, yes, I was just, I don't know what I was doing. I was in a world of my own. Oh, hello, Michaela. Yeah, that's right, it'd be morning for you. So we're making this card. We're doing a little, Michaela's doing, she's part of the Crafty Carrot. And the Crafty Carrot are doing, I joined the Crafty Carrot's subscription for this month because they were doing the Rockstar bundle. And I have just been a little bit obsessed. So I can't wait to see what Michaela does with the Rockstar bundles. I'm doing a, oh, hello, Anne. I'm not sure if my captions are on. You'll have to let me know. I am from Australia, Tasmania, Australia. Yes, so I'm doing a pop-up book card. Okay, so the metric, I've just turned another light on, so I hope it's okay. No pressure. Okay, so this is the metric one. I've got a little mark, so I might put that one. No, that should be fine. So this one is 14 centimetres wide. This way, I'm just going to check I've done it correctly, by 28.5 long. Okay, so when you put it in, you just want to score your first score at 9.5. So I'm just going to score along there. And then we want to score, don't you hate doing things like a fun fold live? And you're like, oh no, I'm going to score something wrong. I'm like, especially when you've written all your measurements out all over the paper like this to make sure that you've got it right. Okay, so 9.5 and then 18. And then 19. And then 27.5. There's always more paper. Okay, so you should have 4 scores there. Okay, now I'm going to just leave that one for a second because I want to run through the, actually no, I will put that one together to make sure it's correct. Otherwise, so I'm just going to bone fold, or we run the bone fold over all those scores. Anne's asking me to add the closed captions. I've done this before and I don't know how to do it until afterwards. I feel so bad. Is there a way I can add them? Oh, does anyone know? Can you add closed captions when you're already live? Oh, goodness. Or do you have to do it before you're live? I've never actually seen an option for it. Oh, don't do that, Kayla. I don't know what that button does. Oh, reduce background noise. That's nice. That just mutes me. That's not going to be handy at all. I can't actually see anything that adds closed captions. I feel like someone said once that you have to set it up before you go live. Okay, so while you just use a bone folder to reinforce all of your folds, and then what you need to check is that this is going to fold over. So this little 1 centimeter, actually, is it 1 centimeter? Yeah, it is 1 centimeter. Score is actually going to fold over and hit this first score here to form a little box like this. But what you want to do is line that up and make sure when this closes, if you get any bowing like this, which mine has a little bit of bowing, you want to just trim a little bit off here, and that will fix that. What I like to do is grab my little guillotine, and then I just take a little bit off that edge. And then what that does then is we'll make sure that that folds nice and flat. So that is how you fix that. So that one is good to go. Now what I want to do is just show the difference with the Imperial one, because it is a little bit different. I'm not going to actually do it. I'm just going to go over the measurements quickly. So with the Imperial one, it's 5.5, so 5.5 by 10.5. And with that one, you'll score it 1/2 inch, 4 inch, 4.5 inch, and 8 inch. What you'll do is the same thing. So you'll get your box, you'll form your box. And then what you'll see then is that when it forms, I'm losing my voice. I'll make it so that I've trimmed off my little edge so that it folds nicely. When it forms like this, you'll see that you don't have a full front like you would on the metric one here. It's got a nice closed front. That is just because of the Imperial measurements. So there is actually an extra piece for the Imperial card. So you'll need to cut an additional piece of 4 by 5.5 cardstock, which you'll add adhesive to this front flap here to stick this bit on, okay? And then when you place your, it makes it hard to see because I've got different coloured cardstocks here, but when you adhere it all together, I'll move the trimmer. So when you adhere it all together, this box piece will actually be stuck. Oops. Like that. So you will add a bit of that and then add a bit of white. So that's how it all goes with adding all those pieces. So that's all the American sizing. So I've chopped all that up to add for reference, but the only difference with the Imperial is that the sizing is a little bit different, but you have to add an extra piece because of the way the sizing is, but that's just sticking out there. And to cover the seam, your writing panel gets covered, basically the whole seam gets covered by what goes here, if you can see that there. So that gets covered anyway. So if that gets confusing, sing out, but I have tried to pop all of that into the instructions. What I might do is I'm going to keep going while trying to decipher some settings, but not do it too much because I will get in. Oh no, that didn't actually take as long as I thought. Okay, so now we have got this bit. We actually want to create the hole before we do anything else. So, oh, Anne is going anyway. I was going to try and fix it for her. Oh, and you know what? I actually just found out I think I actually just gosh, they don't make it easy to add anything, do they? There's way too many buttons on here. Okay, I will have to sit down and work that out a little bit after, and so I know how to do that for next time. I'll message Anne a little bit later. Okay, so I've got this bit of cardstock, and then what we want to do is take our large die, which we're going to use to cut out our see-through component, which I'm just going to grab some. Thanks, Michaela, for having a Google. I probably should invest in some better post-it note tape. This is going to get covered up anyway. So I'm just going to use some post-it note. Now I'm going to grab, I actually must admit, I hardly ever use my big die cutting machine. I've been really lazy, and I've been using my little one because I can get away with using it for most things, and it really needs some new cutting pads. But I'm just going to run, I do have some, I've just been too lazy to put them in. So I'm just going to cut that. I can just run the part through that has that little, has this little bit here. So I've cut that out. And that gives me my little peephole bit. Now the next bit, I'm going to keep this little green bit, by the way, so I'm not going to chuck that out. And I need to keep this die. Now, out of my pieces that I've prepped earlier, I've cut 2 bits of DSP. Now, they are both cut to 8.3 by 13.8 centimetres. One of them is going to go in behind here, but I want one for the top, which is also going to be cut out using this to peep through. But the easiest way I found to cut, hello Anita, hi Megan. Okay, so the easiest way, and you don't always get it spot on, but the easiest way I found to cut where I want it to go was to line it sort of roughly centered on the back here. And oh my goodness, I've got post-it note everywhere. Turn it over, and then using a mechanical pencil, or a pencil, whatever you want, is draw, one of those white pencils would be really good too, because they're really obvious where you've been. So using that, it's really probably hard to see on camera too because it's black paper. I can then line that up. Oh, that moved completely. Michaela, I'm so excited because Cindy is coming to Australia. So we get to meet Cindy, which will be exciting. Oh, when does daylight savings end? It must be very soon. I don't keep up with these things. Okay, so then I'm just going to bring this back in. I think this is the last bit of die cutting. We'll see how off it is. Okay. Oh, wow. Anne said it's 1:35 in the morning. Oh, look, I think that was pretty good, actually. I can't really see any pencil. I'm not going to use this piece. Now, let's see how... So it's going to go this side. The trick is getting it... because I like it to have a nice even border. So if I need to, I actually... You're not going to see the back. Okay. Pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do though, before I stick it down, oh, Michaela, you ditched us. No, I'm just kidding. That's exciting though. I'm very excited. I haven't seen any Stampin' Up people since 2019, so I'm very, very excited. Actually, I'm just going to stop. I'll put some on here. I don't know why I'm putting any around there. Okay, so I'm just adding a bit of grunge. You can't see this too much because there's layers around, I think, but it just adds a little bit of definition to the bits that you can see. I like having it on the, what are these? The score lines. Hey, Michelle. What does everyone want to see in the new catalogue? What's on people's wish lists? Oopsie, don't do that. I'm a bit rough. So this is purposely really grungy. Okay, now I've got to find, I did actually add $2:40 a.m. Wow. Mind you, I can't talk. Sometimes I have a very varied sleeping pattern. Not to, I hear people say that all the time about not too many flowers, and then there's always lots of flowers. Morning, Nikki. More scrapbooking. Yes, well, I have been saying I would like to, but I keep saying it to you all about getting back into scrapbooking, but I did do something. It's just a start. Okay. Oh, do I do the magnets? Do I do the magnets or do I not do the magnets? What do you think? Do I add the magnets to close it or do I not add magnets? Because it kind of, because it's a box, it kind, when you have the card, it kind of wants to sit. Oh, do the magnets? Okay. Because you kind of need to add them. Am I remembering correctly here? It's pretty bad when you forget. No, you do need to add them now. You need to add it here. Okay, so you need to add a magnet to this side here. So I'm just going to grab, I find glue dots. Obviously magnets are totally optional. You don't have to do them at all. I've got these tiny little magnets. I don't even know what millimeter they are. They're very tiny and they're not very thick. But if you're just looking for a job that has a little bit of, you just want a little bit of tack like this one, it's enough. You wouldn't put them on something that needed a lot of magnetization. Probably could have used tear and tape, that's true, but I'd already started with the glue. Gosh, it's hot in this room. Okay. To dilute them a little, I love that. Well, that's where this one caught me actually. There's no flowers, and so this was very different for me to actually go for this suite. There was no flowers, it was very themed. But I don't know, I just really liked the themed guitar. I don't know what was with me with this, but okay, so you will have a little bump from the magnet, but that's sort of unavoidable. If you're going to add something in there, you're going to have a tiny little bump of some description. You could add a star or something if you wanted to, a lightning bolt. I can just see a tiny little curve from that pick. So if you want to, I wouldn't do it if it was too significant because you'll change the shape too much. But if it's tiny, you can just go around and cut the edge, only because you don't see the back of this. It's shut into that box there. Okay. Just want to make sure that I've added enough adhesive because I've stuck in that magnet. Shelley was really big on flowers in her, what is it? Chic, what do they call it? Shabby chic. Okay, so now before we shut this, we want to add our decoration. So I'm going to, we've got this piece here, so that's going to go on. But before I add that, I've got our bits and, hey Sue, you love flowers, I'll add them to every, really? Okay, so I have stamped, look how organised I am, I've stamped these ahead of time, so I stamped the guitar and the microphone, and I even die cut them. Megan, this DSP is Bruno's fault, and I just blame all my shopping on someone else, pretty much. It's like the meme I shared earlier about the lady at the store. I don't have a crafting, I don't use crafting as an idea. I'm not trying to use it as self-medicating or something. The lady at the store gave me a prescription. She called it a receipt, whatever. This one is the Rockstar DSP. So it's the one with the guitars. Really cool. Oh, Michelle. Okay, so I'm going to colour these. So I'm going to use a tiny bit of pebbled path. I just liked a little bit of pebbled path. I don't know why. I just added a tiny bit, and don't rush, Kayla, for goodness sake. Going out of lines already. And I hope that people like Jay Soriano don't watch me colour. Plus I get, I think that was the thing behind, I shouldn't be so nervous, but when I do my film, I get really self-conscious about my crafting. I'm just like, and then I rush it. Look, I'm slugging the coffee back today. Okay, so I'm just letting the pebble path just absorb for a second, and then I'm going to go in with dark smoky slate. It's a bit of a random, yeah, I love that black and white too. I saw it with like some colours over the top. It looks really cool in the bright blues. So I'm just blending a little bit of the dark smoky slate over the top. Just blending that out a little bit. Does anyone take their blends when they're having time away or on a plane or anything? I actually did take my stamping blends when I went on stage in New Zealand. I took them with me. And I did use them in the hotel. Okay, so that's the dark, and then I'll just give that a second while I get my colours out for my guitar. I'm going to use Parakeet Party, which I feel really sad now that it's going. I don't know why it didn't sink in. I'm going to use Daffodil Delight and a little bit of Light Pumpkin. Now I will finish off this little microphone. Do they still call this, like, is this a type of microphone? Do they have a special name for this type? It's like a funky retro. My smoky slate blend is looking worse for wear. Really having to work that one to get the ink out. I probably have a spare, but I'm just gonna use this one, hope for the best. I remember at school we were a bit that's a good idea. Watercolour pencils. You take embroidery. I remember at school one music lesson, the music teacher, she passed away recently, which was very sad, from cancer, because she was actually such a very talented lady, but she was very, very strict for a good reason, probably she was, but we had a relief teacher one day. She was away, and we got into the instruments, and the whole class was so naughty. We were playing all the instruments that we weren't allowed to play, including the ones from band. And we had the electric guitars out, all the things we weren't allowed to touch. And it's just one of those memories from school that I have never forgotten. Like, we were crashing it out on electric guitars, the microphones, the big bass instruments. Oh my goodness. And I remember when she got back and found out what had happened, we had to write this big essay on what we had done. It was just one of those things that you just don't forget from school. So that is my little microphone. Now I can put these ones away. I think I was one of the ones with the electric guitar, I know that. And I know, Narelle, I know. It was very naughty. Very naughty. Okay, so I am going to colour this electric guitar with this funky Parakeet Party blend. Hey, at least I was at school. Well, then I wagged most of it. I had a very high IQ. Like, I was very smart as a kid. But I just did not like school. Okay, so I'm just going to add my dark in a few spots, and then I'm going to go in and add some daffodil. So I want my dark daffodil in a few spots. But I'm also going to add a touch of my rebel band. Honestly, my younger sister went to the same high school for a very short period of time. Like a year, I think she went. So I'm just melting in. There we go. Melting, not blending, melting in. She went there for a very short period of time after me, because I'm 5 years older. And she said that one of the first things the teachers used to say was, "Are you Kayla, Renee? Are you Kayla's sister?" And she said she got so sick of it. So she moved. It wasn't really the only reason she moved, but I thought it was pretty funny. I mustn't have been that bad. That is Thor on the door. Thor on the door. I did get the Business Enterprise Award at the end of school, so I can't have been that bad. Okay. I'm wondering, because that's a big area, if I can just use the nice brush tip end. Thor hates being locked out of here on Friday Night Lives. He wants to be involved. Okie doke. I have almost got that bit done. I'm just going to go and add a little bit more highlight to my guitar, because sometimes when you blend it out, I lose some of the it, so I'm going to go back and add it in. Right, now I'm going to add in some of my light Daffodil Delight to the middle of the guitar and just blend that bit out. Now, a tip I have when doing the blends is stamp your images with Memento, but make sure you let your Memento dry. I saw the other day someone having problems, but they were stamping their images with Memento and then blending them straight away. Sometimes that black ink will run if you don't really let that Memento dry. So I did stamp these prior to going live. Just going to add back in some of that. Really want some of those brighter colours to pop. Okay, that shall be enough. Okay, so now I've got my pieces. Actually, I'm gonna, well, before I put that away, I got to get into hey Michelle, I'm going to flick some of this Parakeet Party. Oh my gosh, Thor is whinging. I might just let him in. He's upset. What are you doing? Sit down if you're going to be in here. Sit. No, you can't jump up. No, you cannot jump up. You've got to sit. Oh my goodness. Thor, no. You know. Sit. Okay. You'll have to go back out if you're going to be naughty. Okay, so I'm just going to work out roughly where that's going to go. So we're going to have our piece sitting behind, but we don't want to stick it until we know roughly where it will sit. But the other pieces I prepped ahead of time is I have gone and on basic black cardstock, I heat embossed 2 sentiments in white. So I've gone and done the You're a Rock Star and Thanks for Being an Icon. This one here does have a matching die, so I went and die cut that one out. But the reason I have done those ahead of time is because this little one here is going to go on the inside there. You can be in here, Elijah, but you've just got to be quiet, okay? Got the whole family in here now. Loki's in here too. Okay, so I can stick this one down now. So I'm just going to adhere this middle panel down, which I will have all the measurements for these panels as well. For the Imperial card on the PDF, because I've worked all of that one out as well, so I'm pretty sure the middle panels will all be 3 3/8 by 5 3/8, as well as the DSP that you'll need to cut for the front there. Elijah, make sure the dogs don't do that, please, because it's noisy. Okay, so now let's work out where this will go. I'll pop some bit of adhesive, and I might actually just use this one. Oh my goodness. Thor, down please. Okay. Does anyone... No problems, Julie. Have a good sleep. Okay, now I can stick down this little sentiment here that says, thanks for being an icon. So I'm just going to stick that with some glue. Now I can actually stick, I don't really need to access this back panel anymore. So I can actually stick, what's up, Elijah? This one here though, I'm going to stick with tear and tape because I don't want that to come apart. So I'm just going to make sure that's well adhered. I love this tip on the Take Your Pick tool, by the way. It's like really cool. I don't know what they actually call it. People joke and call it the dental pick or something. It's really cool though. Now to adhere this piece, it's easiest if you have it flat. So make sure it's flat to the card and then simply fold your card over. like that. It should open and be that nice box shape. Now, silly me, I'm glad that is glue. Did not think about the fact that that sentiment will not be seen properly. Lucky it is glue and that can be fixed. Okay, so I could just move it over. Okay, saved. Saved. It had not quite adhered properly, so because that box moves, so I'm just going to stick that back down. Thanks for being an icon. So you just want to make sure that that sentiment is seen properly. So, okay. The other piece I prepped ahead of time. Oh, thanks, Michaela. I usually go for lemon lime twist, and I really loved the brightness of the parakeet today. So I also added these stars, which the More Dazzle specialty paper is one of my faves. Oh, I have to resist it because I use it on almost every card. It comes in this champagne colour as well as the gold, and honestly, if it is retired in annual catalogue, I'm going to have a goodbye party, like as in accepting that it's going, because it is one of my faves. It comes in a 6x6 packet and you get both colours, so I love it. I've used it to cut the star die 3 times, and I'm just going to add 3 of these stars to my card. So 1 big one and 2 small ones. If you can hear that, that is my dog's tail. He's on the floor with Elijah. Okie doke. So that is the little box component of the card. And now the other side panel here is super easy. So we'll quickly do that piece. So there should be a writing panel. So I've got a piece of crushed curry here, which is 13.8 centimeters by 8.3, and then a bit of basic white, which is 13.6 by 8.1. Now I'm just going to add a tiny bit of colour to the bottom corner. I actually resisted because I was going to add some of the DSP to the bottom, and then I felt like it was drawing too much attention to this panel and kept it a little bit more simple. So I actually drew back from adding too much, which is, I was rather proud of myself actually, because usually I do add a lot, and I did pull back. I managed to stop myself because it was stopping my eye heading towards this panel as much as it should have, so I did stop. So I've got a little bit of the Parakeet Party ink, and I'm just going to grab my Parakeet blend and just add a little bit there. Then I've got this little lightning bolt stamp here, and I'm just going to grab some crushed curry ink, and I want to stamp a few lightning bolts. So I just stamp them pretty randomly. I mean, I don't know how random lightning bolts should be, but what's that? Just stamp them pretty random. Yes, darling.
You'll be done
soon. And then I'm going to grab my Winker Cellar because I don't care if it's a boys card. It needs glitter. And then this one, it can go onto, actually, I'm glad that I stopped myself. To do the magnet, what I did first was I stuck my layer of get this to work the best, I think to this one I stuck this down, and then I stuck the magnet and stuck the white over the top. Now I'm wondering if it would also work if I stuck it directly to the parakeet party and then closed it, or whether it would need... I'll still do it the same. I will... Exactly, Rochelle, I totally agree. They all need glitter. Everything needs glitter. Okay, I'm going to stick the crushed curry to the card. Does that mean, did I hear correctly, Rochelle? Does that mean you're going to on stage? So then what I'm going to do is grab one of the magnets. And then I'm going to just, it'll automatically stick where that magnet is. And then I'm going to get a glue dot and add the glue dot onto that magnet. Close the card. That will stick that magnet where it needs to go. And then I'm actually just going to, that way I know that this one has got some really good adhesive. I'm going to add some tear and tape. Oh goodness, so good that it tears. Amazon, Jenny. Oh, gosh, Narelle, that's if you get a room. Oh my goodness. You two will get up to no good. Okay, so then I can stick this one right over the top. So if you just type in I think they're like crafting magnets or something. I might even, if I can do it while I'm sticking, I might even be able to do it one-handed and link them because they're in my purchase history. Okay, so you can barely see, yeah, that one, I've popped the magnet in a little bit further and that still works, so you can't see it as much. So then it doesn't, yeah, it shuts a lot better with just that little magnet, and then you don't have that problem. Elijah, calm it down, please. Yeah, I like that. I'm glad that you guys, I'm glad that you guys got me to put the magnets on. Okay, so then the front of the card, we've just got that, the front of the card to go. So, and it's not that hard. Okay, so let's grab our next two pieces. So I've got a layer of crushed curry and a layer of basic white, which the crushed curry is cut at 9.3 by 13.8, and the basic white is cut at 9.1 by 13.6. And the magnets I have got, the magnets that I bought say that they are currently unavailable, which is weird. But I can put this link in which will show you what I bought, and hopefully that way you know that you can see which ones I have. Okay, so then all I'm going to do is grab some Azure Afternoon. Hello, Matt Flurry. Then I'm going to grab my, oh goodness. I'm just going to add some to my glass mat. And I'm just going to use that as a circle there, and I'm going to start straight in the middle and do like a fast circle and sort of repeat. I'm just going to do it a few times just to get this kind of whirly blue circle look. Elijah, stop it.
Thor's being distracting.
Thor's being distracting, is he? Oh, you're not distracting at all. Okay, so that's probably a bit darker than the original, but that's okay. Now I'm going to add a little bit of my Azure Afternoon Stamping Blend and just spritz that over my background. Clean up my mess, which I've been making everywhere tonight. Now, where did I put it? Okay, here it is. I've got my leftover guitar pick, which I cut out from the centre of the card. And then I also cut one out of the holographic foil. This stuff is the bomb. It's, yeah, these are my leftovers. So this stuff comes in a pack with some purpley foil. It comes with this really cool one and this one here. So it's from a stargazing suite of the annual catalogue, but it looks so cool with this suite. Hey Sharon, how are you? So I'm going to combine them and kind of offset them here. So that's going to go on the front with my electric guitar and my little sentiment. And I've got my little stars, and I've got to the side here, I have also die cut some of the lightning bolts, which I'm going to add a little bit of extra to with the, you should see my desk. I've tried to keep it clean, but it just doesn't happen. Have you never seen that, Narelle?
It's nowhere near clean.
Oh, it's from the Stargazing Suite. It's amazing. So with these lightning bolts, I'm just going to add a little bit of crushed curry, a little bit extra to one end. Just sort of adds a little bit of dimension. Nothing too special. I just never leave things as they are. I'm just too impatient. Do you know, okay, so now I'm going to sort of place things. This is how I like to work usually. I'm going to kind of place them where I want them. So I'm going to have a little collection of lightning bolts. Elijah.
What?
Stop being silly, please.
I'm not.
That's how you wind up the door. Okay. So I sort of play around with them, and then once you're happy with how they go, I sort of play around with that. I love doing what I call lazy adhesive, but it works for me, and I'm so indecisive. Okay, so I'm happy with those. I'm going to carefully pull them up, holding my thumb. I'm actually going to grab my stapler. Does anyone remember when Stampin' Up used to have the stapler? I love this stapler. It actually holds those two picks together and all those lightning bolts, so I didn't have to adhere them all. I love it. Okay, so then now I can adhere all of this together. So I'm going to adhere this back layer down. I never put the thing back in my glue, so it's always getting cloggy. I always have gluey fingers. It's always a mess. Right, so I'm going to stick this layer. Then this one is going to the card with some Stampin' Dimensionals. We're almost at the end. I should show you a before and after of my desk. Oh, Narelle, you, what is Wayne's World Fast Guitar Strum? I need to Google that up, Google it. They do need to bring the stapler back. I use my stapler on basically every card. I'm just going to make sure that...
Not on cards.
Oh, really, Elijah? How would you know?
Because I'm in here a lot.
Oh, okay. You're my craft security. So this one, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to make sure that's stuck down. Now I can add this to my card front now, which this one's just going to go on with liquid glue. Got a nice big golden retriever hair there. saying the other day, people that get my cards probably get a little bit of golden love with them. They get a bit of extra love.
Do you mean golden hair?
Yeah, it's called golden glitter. Okay, so now I'm going to stick my electric guitar with some Stampin' Dimensionals, because I thought about this. I thought maybe I shouldn't stick both the pick on Dimensionals and then the guitar, and then I thought, hey, stuff it. I'll stick everything on Dimensionals. But when I stuck this on Dimensionals, this one here will need to be on true, because otherwise it's not going to work. So I have popped a second one on the top here. Oh, I agree, Michaela. Do you know, what I have got for ribbon scissors is I had to use, these have never been used on paper. Do you remember if you went to Centre Stage, I think that's what it was for, I'm pretty sure, and we got, the gift was this big massive thing you put on scissors. I would never be able to cut paper while holding something this big. That indicates to me they are definitely for ribbon scissors only, but they're not the same as those amazing ribbon scissors that I saw people had from Stampin' Up. That was before my time. I have actually got a Stampin' Up guillotine that someone gifted me, and it's amazing, but I'm pretty sure the Tim Holtz one is pretty much the same thing. But I shouldn't say that. Okay. Oh, don't you hate it? No, I'm not going to move it. Okay, so then this one here I'm going to stick with Dimensionals, but I need... Well, I'm not going to stick it with Dimensionals, but this side needs to be on Dimensionals because it's going to come off the card, and it will need a double height of Dimensionals. So I'm just going... There is another dog hair. I promise I have vacuumed today. Okay.
Why do you have to promise it?
Because I do. Okay, so then there is the sentiment. Now, we are at the end. Just got to put my stars on. So I'm going to add a little star up here. And then I'm going to add one here. Are we going to play Loki Cluedo, Elijah?
Yeah. Are you almost done?
Almost. We'll have to learn how to play Loki Cluedo because I've never played it.
It's exactly like Cluedo, but
I think it's a little bit different. It's not like normal Cluedo. Okay, it's got some different rules. Okay, so I'm sticking, I can't do 4, it's got to be an uneven number. I have got glue everywhere. So I'm going to stick one down here as well. It's got to be an uneven number. And then I'm going to stick, it is, you love the, oh, you lost your scissor charm. Oh no. That sucks. So these ones here, I wanted to include some, so I've included a couple of the adhesive comes off the back of these really easily, just as a word of warning. But I have included oh goodness, Elijah, hop off the cutting machine, please. I'm just going to work out where I want these. Are you reading the comments?
Yeah.
Do you want to say hello to people? They can hear you.
I don't really know any of them.
They know you. Okay, so then you can colour these. The cool thing about these acrylic stars, or the acrylic shapes, sorry, is that you can colour them with alcohol markers because they will take on... that's not my hand. Elijah just asked if this is my hand. I was like, oh, I don't know. I could be a hand model.
No, you couldn't.
Oh, no, I can't. I don't have very nice nails like that. No, I pick
Your
them.
hands look old.
Oh, wow, thank you. Thank you. My hands look old. Okay. So the cool thing about these, moving on, is that you can colour them with alcohol markers. So to do that, you just go over the top, and then because these are quite 3D, I like to just go around the sides a little bit, and then you can do a couple of coats. So what's this? It has been a while. Do you want to do a craft video again, Elijah?
Kind of not.
Kind of not. Oh, why?
I'm a gamer.
Oh, you're a gamer. Okay. So I'm just letting it dry. Alcohol. These have got alcohol in them, so they do dry quite quickly. So you can do a couple of coats just to get a bit of a darker colour. So you can see from that one it's quite dark, but you can do them as light or dark as you want them, and experiment with colours and different shades. I don't know. Maybe I should get my fingernails painted for on stage.
Hell no.
Excuse me. I have a gift voucher to get my everyone's saying hello to you. Are you going to say hello back, Elijah?
I don't know them.
You've actually met some of them. You just can't remember.
I think I've met Sue before. I'm not sure.
Well, you've met Susan Moody. You definitely have met Susan Moody. Oh, is that who you were talking about?
Yeah.
I know, Susan. It does look a lot different than what it does in the catalogue. So with this star, I'm just going to add it to my sentiment, and then to finish it off, it needs Narelle. They should be seen on a live. Come on, I'm going to add some more glitter because it's just not done unless it has glitter. I think I actually also went and added just a little sparkle around the highlights of the electric guitar. And that was literally it. So that's how you do that 3D pop-up box card. And I just thought it was a really simple... Susan said hello. So did Michelle. So did Sue. Everyone's saying hello. Are you a rock star, Elijah?
Really.
You're a rock star.
I mean, I know how to play. Okay. I know how to play guitar.
Oh, do you? What's your
I
favourite...
learn music.
What's your favourite instrument?
Electric guitar.
Oh, it is. So this card's for you then. You're a rock star. Thanks for being an icon.
Hell no.
Excuse me. Can you see? So that is the pop-up box card. And I had
my hands look like her hands. My hands are way younger.
Wow. Have children, they said. So I will have the PDF up probably tomorrow, and that will also have the imperial measurements if you are in the US or Canada, with the different measurements required to make this in those measurements. So I had a load of fun. It was fun to do something a little bit masculine. You can make it without the... I would not want to do that, Michelle. 4 boys. No, thank you. Thank you for all your lovely comments.
Well, she wanted a brother when she was young.
I did want a brother, but I got 2 sisters, didn't I? Yes, I did. I wanted Annie Morgan to be a boy, but she came out a girl, but I love Annie Morgan.
You wanted to throw her in the bin. Like, if I have a baby sister, I want to throw her in the bin.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh. I need coffee. Oh. Okay. Yes, he heard a discussion about when I was younger. I was 5 and my younger sister was born, and I wanted a baby brother. And I got upset and told my mother that I wanted a brother and I wanted to throw her in the bin. So...
That's what I'm going to do if I have a sister. I want brother.
Okay. This is delightful. This is... Oh my goodness. Okay. So, yeah. I'm having a total craving for musk sticks tonight. So I'm going to go and she'll probably start writing up a PDF and eat musk sticks. This is my favourite snack. About, I'm to need coffee and musk sticks.
You have to show on the camera. You're trying to convince people to buy them.
Yes, buy musk sticks, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to leave before my child says anything more horrendous about my personal life. And I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. I will be back next week. Yes, next week. Because that is not, on stage is not till the week after, I don't think. Oh, Michelle, that would hurt my heart. Oh, I'm glad I read that properly, Megan. I do love those ice creams. Okay, guys, I will see you soon. Have a lovely weekend, and I will catch you all later. Bye.